We've been very fortunate the last several years to assemble our what I would call our group, Lee Realty Group. In the farm real estate business, what I've been involved with over the many years is farm real estate management, farm real estate sales, and farmland appraisals. And they all kind of work together.
Well, I grew up on a grain and livestock farm here in McLean County. Taught some high school, but I spent most of my career working in the McLean County Extension Office, working with farmers and with farm operators as well as farm owners. When growing up, my dad was a clerk for an auctioneer for years, and so I was raised literally every Saturday or every opportunity attending auctions, and so that's always been on my list of things to do. And so when I retired from extension work, becoming an auctioneer for real was something that I always wanted to do.
It's kind of a nice fit with me with the real estate part of it. Is, you know, you have clients who on the pro ag side that are trying to expand their operations, or they take on a new farm. I'm usually the first one to be called to soil sample something just to see what the value of that farm is. It always provided me a good insight as to, you know, with the real estate, where the family or the owner of the particular tract might be wanting to sell it. How would they go about it? Could you maybe find an investor that might want to purchase it? Maybe we could lease it back. You know, I play a role in a lot of that with my clients as well. So it's been a good blend with the Pro Ag and Lee Realty Group.
I do most of the computer entry. We do summaries quarterly. We do each farm that we manage. We have summaries, balance sheets.
Farmland auctions have been around for years, actually decades, and it's a form that works well in selling farmland properties. It's an important thing to discuss with the sellers, the owners, what the farmland property is worth in itself, and then what their expectations are. We need to set a realistic price of what the property is worth and then market that property in that way.
I saw people that I've talked to on the phone but have never met in person. That was nice, I enjoyed that. We gave them numbers and got their name and address and email if they give it, and give them flyers of the auction, brochures, and then they went on in.
You see a lot of investors, probably more farmers. The clientele seems to be, you know, you look at the area of where the track is, and you look at the surrounding area, and you kind of see who would like to have an addition to a farm that they own.
There are a number of auctioneers that are self-taught. I chose to go to the Missouri Auction School, which is considered one of the best schools in the Midwest. They centered on the approach that you always mention where you are and where you want to be. So generally, you know, I'm at a certain number of dollars and I'm looking for another set of dollars. So if you listen carefully to the auction, you'll hear me say, here's where we are, here's where I want to be.
Now 9, would you bid 9? Yes. 7,900 out of bid now. 8, would you bid 8,000? 7,900 out of bid now.
We're documenting price per acre, because that's what we stipulated at the beginning of the auction, that we would conduct bids. It also gives Don an opportunity to see where he's at and just in his mind know where the status of the auction is.
With our farmland auctions, we use 2 ringmen, and the idea is that they're working both sides of the room. I'm kind of looking in the middle of the room, but the nice thing about a ringman is they're out there closer to the bidder. Sometimes there's a quiet conversation. They may say they may want to clarify a point. Once in a while, a bidder may ask for a break where they need to make a phone call if there's someone else they're representing, maybe a partner in their farm or an investor. They ask for a break, and I would not know that as the auctioneer if my ringman didn't tell me that and give me a signal. Absolute is critical, especially with farmland, because there are a number of auctions where there's a reserve amount. The family or the owner who is selling the land has in mind what they would like as a minimum for the land to sell for. And so most bidders who follow farmland auctions are looking for that word absolute. Sometimes when you come into the auction, you know right up front that it's an absolute, that there will be a new owner. Regardless of how high or how low the price is, it will have a new owner.
Farming and agriculture has always been on the forefront, I think, when it comes to technology. Whether it's the actual production or whether it comes down to the management like we're involved with, the amount of technology out there is just amazing. In years past, we've used newspapers for advertising, which we still completely do that. However, nowadays there's more digital technology that we're using. Something as simple as your website, the brochures on that, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, social media. We're using all those, combining all those, putting all those together for getting the word out.